This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system. Hello and welcome to the Latics Football Phone In with me, Matt Dean.
And me, sexy Dave Bradley. Ooh.
How are you, Dave?
Yeah, good. Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year, Dave. Did you have a good Christmas and New Year?
Yes.
I mean, I know this. This is for the benefit of anyone who might be watching or listening. Anyone who isn't watching the darts.
Yeah.
Because we
stay strong. We don't just jump off one sport to another to suit our own needs. We stay strong.
Providing
great content,
low-level amateur Oldham Athletic
content,
fan coverage.
Yeah,
fairly consistently.
Very consistently.
I think that's fair.
Award-winning.
Yeah, we had to take a bit of time off the podcast over Christmas because it's just too much arsing about with Christmas days and bank holidays.
And Andy had a Tory burnout, didn't he?
Tory burnout, yeah. You'd know all about that.
No,
Happy New Year, Jenny.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Robert.
Rob, Traverse City, Michigan.
USA.
America.
All right.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, so I saw you on Boxing Day at Hartlepool. Saw you at Boundary Park on the 30th at home against Hartlepool.
Yeah.
Then we went to the pub for your birthday because you've just turned 39.
No, 38.
38. Yeah.
And we treated the lovely people of Royden to some singing, didn't we?
Karaoke.
Yeah, what did you sing?
Carter's Arms. Predominantly, I mean, it was quite quiet on the karaoke front, so I did quite a lot of singing. Quite a lot of Queen.
Yeah. Lady in Red.
Lady in Red. I like singing that. It's good ballad.
A bit of 10cc from myself.
Yeah, you did, yeah. What else did you do? Oh, you invited me up to do Queen and David Bowie Under Pressure, but you sang it all.
I did the falsetto and the baritone, didn't I? Yeah. So, yeah.
That was good fun.
A man of many talents.
Yeah. So we're now both abstaining for a while, aren't we? Because it was, you know what it's like at Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year to Daryl.
Daryl Sweetman.
What's this say? Let's read it out live. A great idea for phone in. Two fans go head to head with 5 Latics questions each for a spin of the wheel. Oh, the wheel.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to the wheel? What is it?
It's in for maintenance.
Oh, yeah.
Annual maintenance.
It's in the repair shop.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Repair shop.
What, going to the repair shop? Hi, I'm Matt, and
my
my friend David and me, we did a show. So you're about 80. You're gonna go to the repair shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. We haven't got two.
It is a crap program, the repair shop.
My mum and dad watch it all the time.
It's rubbish.
Well, anyway, we haven't got 2 callers lined up to be able to do that with. Unfortunately, Graham. So even if we wanted to right now, we can't. But put it on your list of things to do.
Yeah, just doing it now. There you go. Done.
Good evening to Gaz. Good to see you both on Saturday, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Gaz.
As well. You know what? It's actually not a bad start to the year for us, is it? After the Gateshead debacle.
Oh,
because we were obviously thinking, oh, here we go again. But 6 out of 9 points.
Yeah, you take it. I'd take a Boxing Day win and a New Year's Eve or New Year's Day win.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah. If we'd have beat Gateshead, though, we'd be in playoffs now, wouldn't we?
Yeah, but we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Got to get over it.
Oh, I'm just saying, yeah.
That's football, isn't it?
Football, yeah. Shame about Stones. Yeah, Happy New Year, Sam. It is a shame about Stones, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Melbourne. Get right, fellas.
Melbourne, not Burn. Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
David Byrne's brother.
Mel, yeah. No, he's a good lad, Mel. Via Paris. Is that all right if I say Paris?
It is technically, it is Paris. But yeah.
Here we go. Got public information.
Chris Daldy.
Hi, Dave. I thought I said Chris Daddy.
Chris is he might be the daddy.
Hello, Daddy Chris.
That's his business.
Where are you? No idea, to be honest.
I'm going to be standing in North Manchester because I can't get to the game because I've got a few bits and bats to do at home.
Things that involve standing up, though, yeah?
Yeah.
We stood up for the full night.
Yeah. I'll send a video of me standing up.
In support with the...
I'll be supporting.
Yeah, I don't know. In the away end, I don't know. I've not been to Dorking. I didn't go last season, so... but presumably...
Happy to you both and all Latics fans from a Dorking fan.
Yeah, Dorking, Chris Daddy, the Dorking fan.
Chris, the Daddy Dorking.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to get down there on Saturday and say hello to everybody. I think we might be speaking to James Lampard.
Yeah, if he ever comes on.
Yeah, James has been on before. We spoke to him last season.
He's like the media guy at Dorking now.
Yeah, he started off doing a podcast, and he called the Dorking podcast. Talking Wanderers.
Talking Wanderers.
I know, only messing. Is Stones out for a while then? Yeah, he won't be playing for us. He won't be playing for us again. He's gone back to Wigan and he's getting his recuperation. Yeah, Yorkshire. Sedberg.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yorkshire Dales. Happy New Year. Do we just do Happy New Year?
Gaz
Coombe from
formerly of Supergrass.
Yeah.
How big his sideburns, Gaz? Just gives a picture on Twitter.
Caught by the Faz.
Happy New Year, Ian. Quick visit while the darts is on a break.
Yeah. Just pop in, pop out. You know, we're like a public toilet, aren't we?
Exactly.
Just pop in and pop out whenever you need us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I'm going to say something really bad then. But
yeah, don't mention George Michael. Happy New Year. What do we know about Ethan Walker, Dave? Read that sheet you've got prepared with your facts on it.
Played for Morecambe 8 times this year. Winger, played 8 times, scored 1. Looks a bit of a tricky operator.
Like
he walks on the wild side.
Like Robert Maxwell?
No, he was a devious operator.
Okay.
Right, okay. Allegedly late.
No, allegedly. No, he fell off a boat, didn't he?
Yeah, we didn't find him.
He was eaten by sharks.
I think he'd eat a shark, Robert Maxwell. He wasn't
he like in the Secret Service or something in the war?
KGB.
Israeli. No, he was in like Mossad or something, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, not Mossad. You know, it does really secret. Anyway, never mind. We digress.
Not sure.
Right, should we bring in Adrian? Because Adrian's called in. He's waiting in the back.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here he is. All right.
All right, guys. How you doing?
Yeah, good, mate.
Very well, yeah. We managed to fill 7.5 minutes there with complete waffle.
Yeah, I don't know who you've got. They're all probably watching the darts, though, aren't they? I'll be watching the darts.
I think everybody is. Yeah.
No, I was just going to bed actually. I got an alert because not seen you guys because there's been no pod, has there? And it's all been a bit quiet.
Yeah, it's the way it all fell on Christmas, and I need a bit of a break every now and again. So we did the a couple of phone-ins, but
Andy demanded a break because it's part of his contractual obligations, and he started having a pissy fit because he couldn't have a break. So we had to just let that slide, and then I had to step in, having a family, to do 2 phone-ins because of Andy's prima donna.
He's born idle, isn't he?
Well,
anyway,
and they call it kipper time as well this time of year. Are you familiar with that? Kipper time.
Kipper time.
Yeah, well, your mate down in London might know that, Mr. Halliwell, because this time of year everybody was so broke back in the old days that they could only afford to buy kippers because it spent all the money on. So the cabbies, the London cabbies call it kipper time. They don't get any fares because nobody's going anywhere. Because they're all skin.
We call it beef paste time because beef paste is actually cheaper than kippers. So yeah.
All spicy sardine time.
I'm not eating that.
That doesn't affect Andy Halliwell though, and his mansion of built on advertising revenue. So don't worry about that.
Anyway,
Go on, crack on, mate.
I had a good question. I've got a few things that kind of bring up really. Things are looking a bit better, aren't they? You'd probably agree with that. Yeah. Other than Mr. Stones game, last game I went to the Solihull game, which was good to see Mr. Stones. You know, they look quite good. The first half they were pretty poor. I'm going back a bit now, but the first half they were pretty poor. But I saw the good part in the second half. I've not been to a game since, but I've been listening on Latics Player for what it's worth. I've got a few games lined up, but I think things are getting slightly better. it's a shame about Stones being injured. I was just going to ask you what's going on with Nuttall and Reed. I mean, is Nuttall is he gone or what? What's going on?
Well, Daniel's asked the same question. What's happening with Alex Reed? Is he going or what? But I mean,
Nuttall, more like Nuttall, really.
I just don't think Nuttall's going. He doesn't feature, does he? He doesn't feature in Mickey Mellon's plans, and he's basically told from what Mickey Mellon said is he said that to him, and he said, look, you don't feature him in plans. You'd be better off somewhere else. Now, whether he was trying to use it to motivate, that to motivate him as well, I don't know. But he's not featured since he said it, has he? So
no. I don't think I think he wants him to leave. He's told him to go and find another club. He wants him to play football, but if he's not playing, who's going to sign him up? Because there's no.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know how much he's being paid or anything, but the mechanics of it, it's quite interesting. What does he do? I mean, because if he's a professional footballer, he wouldn't play, wouldn't he? But I don't know how much money he's earning.
Obviously, it's disappointing what's happened to Stones because. He really contributed. He scored goals. He made goals. He played really well. But what he's done, I think, is what an impact for a player that's on it. What 3 games was it? 3 or 4
games?
Right. What an impact! And what he's done is he's shown us and he's shown the other people players in the squad what we're lacking.
I think he got 5 assists as well. 5 assists.
And he was so direct. Like he got the ball. He wanted to get forward. He was just totally different to what
I saw that. I saw that at Solihull, his first game. You could see that he was just driving forward and just having a bit of pace. And I hope this new guy's at a similar ilk, but he seems to be a bit more of a winger. I don't know.
You see, the thing is, what he was a bit more like Stones. I thought he's actually a bit more of a blend of Fondop and Reed, really, because he had if he could kind of like mash Reed and Fondop together, you'd have like that kind of a player, because Fondop he's big and strong, he holds the play up, he brings people into play, but he's not as direct. Whereas Reed's more direct, but he's not got maybe the strength and the power. Yeah. So like Stones was all the aggression. So it was like Stones was a blend, and that's kind of what we needed, really. And it's like I was talking about this. I think I was talking to my dad about it with Fondop. I think Fondop would be better if he had like 2 strikers off him playing on in a front 3. So he's the sort of pivot, wins the ball, lays it off to someone like Norwood, and maybe someone like Reed.
Reed did really well for Stockport when he had Richie Bennett up front, the guy who got it down and knocked it down. But Richie Bennett was a bit more, had a bit more finesse than Fondop. Where Fondop was very much get the ball and get it forward and get it down. But Richie Bennett was a bit more. It's going to be unfair, but a bit more of an intelligent player. He had a bit more skill, a bit more of a defter touch, because Fondop, I think it's fair to say, his first touch isn't the best, is it? And when he brings it down, his passing isn't the best. But that's why Reed banged all the goals in for Stockport. He needs someone around him. But we've got Norwood there for that now, and I think Norwood has shown in the last 3 or 4 games has really showed me that he is far and away our best player by a country mile. He's probably one of the best players in the National League as well. He's a level above that, well, 2 or 3 levels above that guy. He should be in League One at least.
I think we've got a good manager now as well. He's a kind of like a quiet disciplinarian, isn't he? He seems to, I mean, the big episode about about what we're doing here at Christmas thing. I think he handled that quite well, and he's putting his stamp on things, and I'm quite confident now. I'm quite confident in him. I think he's going to take the job.
He's the right man for the job. He's the right man for the job. I think he's from a very much old school mentality. He played at the same areas like your Sheridans and stuff like that. He played at a decent level with Burnley. He's won stuff as a player. He's learned. He had like Stan Turner as a manager. Like Stan Turner, although he was a bit of a dinosaur, he was a winner because he drilled players, and I don't think he's probably taken different aspects of different managers that he's either worked with or played under, and he really comes across well. He can see a player in like Josh Stones. Hopefully, he's seen that in Ethan Walker, and there's rumours of Danny Lloyd coming in. There's rumours of other players. Like Andy Cook has been mentioned from Bradford, who wants to play for Mellon. He wants to drop down. So, when you see people like Norwood who have dropped down to the National League, absolutely bossing it, And let's face it, players are about money. If they can get 10 or 12 goals on a goal bonus at maybe, I don't know, 200 or 300 quid per goal, a lot of players will drop down. That's why Will Griggs at Chesterfield, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? These players are they're financially motivated, aren't they? And some players may see the National League as a bit of a last payday in some respects. You know what I mean?
I just think. I mean, I think Mickey Mellon's addressed the fact we need. He said we need a right back, but I really do think we still need somebody in midfield. You know, I mean, we need like a Mike Milligan. I mean, comes on the pod who's your favourite player, but Mike Milligan was the one for me. I mean, I don't know if you ever read if you ever saw the guy, but we need somebody like Mike Milligan. You know, you can boss the midfield. You know, because I mean, last time I saw it, it's almost like riding a bike with a flat tire. You know, how we play it sometimes. You know, in midfield wise, you know, it's just not running as a machine, is it? You know, without you know, with that huge, great big gap in the midfield. But I mean, you guys seen them recently, but I don't think we're far off. I really don't think we're far off, and hopefully you'll bring some people in.
You said before Christmas, Adrian, that like, you know, this was a really season-defining period of time that we needed to pick up points. You know, like if we'd have limped over Christmas and got like a 1 point or something, we'd be way off the pack.
Yeah,
you know, like and confidence in now. We've come into it now with those 2 wins.
We're
in with a really good shout now. You know, we've got a good away run.
And away form, away form,
you know, like so that we can be confident, and there are improvements. You know, Mickey Mellon has made one signing so far, and it was Joh Stones, who's been brilliant, and it's just a shame that it didn't last longer.
He signed that keeper as well. That was his first signing, but I think that was just for cover work.
Yeah, that's true. But we've not seen him play, have we? So fair enough. Yeah, but you know, I think he can give everybody a bit of confidence, can't it?
Yeah. Anyway, one thing before you move on, a bit of a first, and it was a bit of a kind of wake up call. When I was at Solihull, there was somebody brought the dog to the game. I've seen that at National League South level, but never an Oldham Athletic match. You know, it was a Shih Tzu, very well behaved, and it was watching the match. But I didn't know you were allowed to take him into National League games. But have you ever seen one at Burnley Park? There used to be one at St Albans City. I used to go follow them. You know, he used to have a little blue and yellow scarf on. But I've never seen one at an Oldham game. But there was a dog in the stands on the lap.
It was Stephen Clegg's dad's dog.
There you go.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so there you go.
It's very well behaved, and he was watching the match. I was very impressed. But it's the kind of if we get promoted, will he be allowed in then? Will he still get in?
I don't think Wembley allowed. So that's Max.
It's Max. John.
What's his name? Max. John Clegg's dog. Well, he was very well behaved, and I think if you get him on, he'd probably give you a good assessment of how things are going. So,
you've got to get more sense out of him than we get out of you, Adrian. You're barking mad. Right. Thanks for calling, mate.
See you later.
See you later.
His bark's worse than his bite, allegedly.
Yeah. He was. He'd had a heavy Christmas. He was feeling woof today. Anyway, enough.
I'm going to collar him next time I see him.
Oh, Jesus! I know.
I'll take your lead now.
No, enough. Stop. Listen, let's bring some.
But I do like Latics because they win a lot. And they show real pedigree chum.
I was going to say, pack it in, chum.
All right. Okay.
Right. Enough.
Sorry.
I can't think of anything else but puns now. Let's bring in a Dorking fan to bring us a semblance of sanity to the proceedings. James, how are you, mate?
All right, guys. Yeah,
hey,
good.
Right? Yeah, good.
Yeah,
thanks.
very good.
Yeah. Last time we saw you, it was an absolutely scorching day up in Oldham, and that twice you've been up to Oldham now, and it's been boiling.
Yeah.
So come back soon, won't you?
Happy New Year, mate.
And you, yeah.
Is it going to be a happy Saturday, though, for Dorking, or is it going to be a repeat of last year?
Well, it's about time, isn't it? After what happened at your place. Would you?
What
win?
do you mean? What do you mean? We had
you were turning
a
around
great
to me,
save.
telling me it had gone in.
It did go in. It was in.
Yeah, it did go in.
I know it was.
It was a great save by Matthew Hudson. That's what
I don't know how he just didn't score anyway. He should just buried it.
I couldn't believe it. It was one of the probably the worst, best days of weather at Oldham I've ever had. But it's probably one of the worst games of football I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, the food was all right, wasn't it? And the company was pretty
nice.
good.
Yeah,
so it was a nice day.
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys had a good win on Saturday, because was it Saturday? Whenever it's this
Oxford,
time of year, the last game against Oxford City, because you're now you've been teetering down above the relegation zone. So it was a massive win for you, wasn't it? Did you go?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I went. Yeah, it was. It was obviously because we played on Boxing Day, and we were terrible Boxing Day against them, and they beat us 2-0. So it was a bit weird, these games, aren't they? When you play the same team twice within a close sort of period of time, and totally different game on Monday, New Year's Day, and we deserved it. It should have. They got their one with virtually the last kick. They went back and we took the kick off, and then the game ended. So thankfully we got that second goal, and that was a big 3 points. Yeah, we needed that.
Because you had the result against Eastleigh where you were really unlucky. You just couldn't finish, could you? That's what Mark said in the assessment, that they just had the finish, that you couldn't get that final ball and you couldn't finish what you'd had loads of chances, a load of build up, but you couldn't. And then they had 2 shots and scored from them both. You know what I mean? And he said it was just one of them. He was fuming after that game, weren't he? Because he said, I don't think the players could have done any more. And then you had it was Eastleigh, then Oxford, and you had I thought that was a nailed on win, Oxford at home for you boys.
Yeah.
But you've had a few funny games at home, haven't you? Like Barnet 2-0 up, losing 3-2. Your home form has been a bit variable, hasn't it? It's not been the best.
No, it has this season, Dave. Yeah, you're right. At times last year, we kind of backed ourselves to beat a lot of teams at home, and that's where we got a lot of our points until that sort of final run when we sort of went 10 unbeaten to kind of stay in the league. But a lot of those early points that we got were sort of on the back of coming up and promotion, and a lot of those were at home. And this year we've dropped a lot of points at home, games that we probably should have won. Like you said there about the EC game at their place, but at home we drew 0-0 with them, and we missed a penalty with about 10 minutes to go. We drew against York at home. We've had those games we had the game against Barnet that was on the TV where we were 2 up and lost 3-2. And there's been a few as well. We had because we were out the trophy, and so were Dagenham. We played them in the league, and we were awful that day. They beat us 3-1. Kidderminster beat us at home as well. So we've had some indifferent performances and results at home this season as well. It hasn't been quite the same. I don't know why. It just hasn't felt the same this season as it did last year.
What's it like this year, James, just in general? Because obviously, for those people who don't know the Dorking story, and we've covered it reasonably in reasonable detail on it here, I suppose we've had you guys on quite a bit. But this is by far the highest league you've ever played in. Massive jump up to this level. Last season was your first season, like you say. You managed to stay in the division. Is it harder this season in some ways from internally, or is it what's it like seconds? Is it like like with the album in it, second album syndrome and all that? What's it like second season syndrome?
It does feel the novelty is obviously gone now, Matt. That sort of novelty of being in this league has kind of worn off now. It does still come, obviously, when you go away, so you still have to pinch yourself sometimes when you come to your place and Chesterfield and places like that. But I think obviously now it very much does feel like we're in that kind of dogfight and in and around the bottom now, and it is just about as Mark said himself the other day after we played Oxford on Boxing Day. We played Oxford in the National League South in the semi-final to go into the playoff final. And when we played them that day, both teams were better then than they are now. 2 years ago, fitter, younger squads, because our squad's getting older. and the quality was just more evident. You know, we had more quality then than we probably have now. We've got experience now, but we had probably better quality sort of footballers at that time for that level, that are no longer at the club anymore. So we are finding it difficult. It's not as perhaps not as many sort of big moments or things to really sort of enjoy. It does feel like a real scrap now this season, definitely.
Do you think it's fair to say Dan Pybus from York, who is I saw him at Halifax away, and I thought he was absolutely. I think he's outstanding. But in the last 3 games, he wasn't in the squad. Like Oxford, Eastleigh, Woking. He and then he came back. He came back on it in the 75th minute. You've missed him terribly, haven't you, in the middle? Because he's a proper scrapper, and that's probably one of our weakest areas. So I think the issue for us is stop. You know, as I said, stop Dan Pybus, and it'll stop Dorking, because he's the one who always starts the build-up play out, because you play it out from the back, and they always feed it through him, and he releases the outlet wide to. You know, I think we've got, you know, with him, he's just come back from injury, hasn't he? So he's definitely one to watch for the Oldham fans. I think he's been sensational when I've seen him play. And he got sent off against Barnet, didn't he? And that's what he ended up losing the game, because he got 2 yellow cards, didn't he?
Late on,
So
Dan's kind of more in the mould of the way that I know that Mark wants to sort of shape the squad going forward, because he's young, he's a full-time professional, he's come down from York. We spoke to him recently actually on the podcast, and he's got a really, really interesting sort of career path and everything that's led to where he is now. But he's very much in that full-time footballer mode. You know, he moved from York. He left on a Thursday and he played for Dorking on the Saturday. He'd never been down that part of the country before at all, and he's just gone where there's first team football for him. And he's been he's settled in really well, but he's been really good as well, Dave. Like you say, he's been he's sitting in front of the back three. Not only does he break up play, but he sort of starts play as well, because, as you know, Dorking quite often play out from the goalkeeper either of the 2 sort of left or right sided centre backs, and then through to him as well. And he got injured against Fylde on the game that was on TNT Sport. He busted his shoulder, his collarbone. So he's just come back from that. Yeah, and he came on against Oxford on Monday due to somebody getting a very early yellow card. And again, that's one of the things that Mark doesn't like. If somebody gets an early booking, he'd rather, if there's a like-for-like sub, he'll make that sub rather than run the risk of that person getting sent off. Yeah, so Dan came on and must have played about 75 minutes or so. So I'd imagine he'll be in from the start on Saturday.
Jimmy Mewett as well. He's not been in the squad for the last 3 games. He's a decent player for you. Is he out?
Yeah, he's injured. He's injured. Yeah,
well, that's a relief. Not all the best, Jimmy, and get better. But
this is nothing serious. I'm just injured. No.
And Harry Otway as well. He again, I watched him against Halifax. But then they both ran the show against Halifax. They were really good.
But this is the thing. Like, I mean, there has been a nice little relationship developed between the 2 clubs. The owners of the club have got a nice relationship, and the fans and everything else. But I mean, if we're going to be perfectly honest with it, I'm hoping that we don't have to play you again after this season. Like, in an ideal world, you know what I mean? Like, we're coming down on Saturday and really looking forward to it, and you know. And it's great as long as we do play each other, then fantastic. But we want to get out of this division ASAP. If we can do it this season in the playoffs, that'd be fantastic. It's a long way off guaranteed, obviously, but that's obviously the aim. You guys, I think, you know, if every season you stay in this division is a massive achievement, and I think if you can get to the 2 seasons, if you can get to 3 seasons. Maybe if you could get to 5 seasons in this division, then that would have massive implications of going forward. It's just really is. I mean, I noticed you've got 2 games in hand now. We did you a good favour by beating Hartlepool twice, so you've closed gap on them. And it is, that's all it's about. I mean, I'm sure that everyone within the club wants to finish as high up the table as possible, but really, all things considered, staying in this division every season you do that is a huge achievement, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, everything you said there, Matt, is exactly how most sort of sensible, level-headed sort of Dorking followers and supporters will feel, because it's just a huge achievement. You know, we've just entered our 25th year in existence, so staying in this division would be absolutely massive. Yeah, because there's so much going on off the field as well that just can't it's almost you need to stay where you are to be able to justify everything else that's happening off the field with
Yeah,
expansion and looking to buy
yeah,
the ground and going into a sort of a more of a full-time model and everything. That's so much more akin to being in the highest level of of non-league football, you know, in the National League. So for all of those things to be happening and going hand in hand, we do need to stabilize and stay where we are. Yeah.
and the point you made before about the players and the experience and the youth and stuff like that, and you know, often when we had it with Oldham, like when we got to the Premier League and the cup finals and stuff like that, it was because that team was peaking, and you know, you were bringing in, it was the core of those players of that squad that took us there. You made little improvements here and there, but then at some point that team peaks, dips off, and it's really hard and then to replace those players and all that. And obviously you've got to replace players that are at a higher level on bigger wages, all this other stuff that aren't coming. So this is where it gets really, really tough now, isn't it, over this next few years. And like you say, you've got these plans that are dependent on staying here, but then if you do get relegated, as we know, to any relegation, you're just not guaranteed to go back, and everything changes, doesn't it? So it's, you know, like I say, obviously it'd be nice to play you again in the future, but we don't want to have to play you too many times. But if we do, then we'll enjoy it. But in the football league, I mean, God, if that happened, that'd be amazing. That'd be incredible. But you know, we've sold over that was a funny thing, wasn't it? We've sold over 600 tickets for Saturday, but Dorking were tweeting that we'd nearly sold out.
Yeah, that would have been Mark, wouldn't it? That would have been Mark. That would have done that. 900. You said it was sold 999.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. I'm sure there was a few people bought tickets off the back of that as well. But...
Yeah, that's. I mean, he's the chairman as well, isn't he? So yeah, you have to do that sort of thing as well.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
absolutely. He's a modern day George. What was he called on Minder? What was he called? The guy.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Do you know the guy? You know what I mean, don't you? What was he called? The guy. Arthur Daly.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Del Boy, isn't he?
It's definitely Del Boy. Yeah.
But look, I mean, I hope there's a really good crowd there for you. I know, like, I hope it doesn't rain, because I think Bob said, have you got a roof yet? And there's no roof yet, mate, I'm afraid.
No, Robert,
so we're gonna get wet if it rains.
No,
maybe if we sell 999 tickets.
Absolutely. The weather's been awful down here recently as well. Even if we'd had a roof with the winds we've had recently, it might not still been on by Saturday. So
it feels like it's just been raining all December. It's been bloody awful. So
yeah.
So okay, then. So you came up to Boundary Park in August, I think it was, and it was 0-0, really boring. Very unlike the previous two Oldham Dorking matches, which yielded between 11 goals in the first two games between us. Then we had a drought. Are we going for more goals on Saturday? What do you reckon?
Yeah, 2-1. Dorking 2-1.
Have a day off.
You got to be joking.
Have a day off, mate.
You got to be joking.
Tell you what, no chat. James Norwood, he's going to. I think he'll turn you inside out. I think.
Not on our pitch, Dave.
So you've not been having. We 5-1 last season, and we were rubbish then. We'd not won away all season. So this is the thing.
Chapman scored against
Fondop, didn't we? Yeah, we got Fondop.
Yeah. It is hard to call. I don't know.
Well, I watched you absolutely demolish Barnet on that game that was on TNT, and then you got turned over
by
3 days later. I thought it was by Ebbsfleet.
Exactly.
Well, it's one thing we are consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, but I mean, if we win on Saturday, it'll be our 5th straight away win, which we've not done for a while, have we? Like quite a while. So but yeah, I'm confident.
I am. Most definitely. I'm gutted I can't be there. I've just got stuff on at home that I can't get down there, mate. I'm absolutely devastated.
It's all right. No one else is asked.
Yeah, James is. You can see it all over his face.
No, it's
You'd
not.
have been that one that would have had the 1,000th ticket, Dave, and it was at 999.
Yeah.
Still
like,
sitting
like
there
Charlie in
waiting
the
to be
Chocolate
bought.
Factory. Mark
Golden
White's
ticket.
taking into song into my world.
I can see it. Right, mate. Well, listen. Thanks for giving us a shout, and
No worries.
we'll get in touch on the
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah, definitely.
Catch up soon, mate.
See you later, guys. Yeah.
Cheers,
No
James.
problem.
All the best, mate.
Bad luck on Saturday. See you later.
See you at the weekend, mate. Bye. Lovely stuff. So
let's get the Dazzler in,
shall we?
Dazzler.
Hello, Darryl.
Hello.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Are you, lads?
Happy New Year, mate.
Happy New Year to you both. Hope you had a good one.
Yeah, mate. Happy New Year.
Hope you're feeling better as well, pal.
Sorry?
Hope you're feeling a bit better. You said you were feeling a bit rough last time you rang, so hope you're feeling a bit better.
Yeah, I ended up with a bloody ear infection throat. Well, anyway, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's gone now. It's gone now. Don't worry about that. I just want to talk about a couple of things. Callum Hope. I think this season he's been brilliant. Last season I was one of his knockers. Because last season I thought he couldn't win a ball, he couldn't head a ball, he couldn't do much of anything. But this season he goes unnoticed, if you like, because he runs around that pitch like a headless chicken. He chases everything, wins the ball and plays the ball off, and he's doing really, really well now.
We mentioned it before about Hallam Hope. He's a great pro, isn't he? He's great. His attitude's fantastic. When you need him, he steps up and he comes in and he does a bit. I think last season, if you remember, he started the season really well. He was our leading goal scorer, and then he got battered after the Chesterfield game,
allegedly,
and then that was it, wasn't it? And he didn't really recover from it. So I think this season he's recovered physically and maybe mentally as well after what happened. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I thought he made all the difference when he played against Hartlepool on Boxing.
Yeah, that central. He played like a central midfield sort of role, didn't he? And I think if he said you have to play left back this week, Callum, he'd go and do it, and he'd do his best, and that's what you want. He'll give everything that he's got the best he can do. And sometimes he gets a bit of a bad rap, but when he played in the striker role under Curl, he's not a striker, but he did it. He played it and did it. He didn't do his best, but then he went to the wide right under Unsworth, and Shez scored a few goals. Got the incident happened after the Chesterfield game, and now he's come back, and even Steve Thompson alluded to the fact when he was in the interim role, he said he never knocks on the door asking why he's not playing. He just gets given the shirt and he does his best. And that's all you can ask for, because he's got some quality in him, like the Rochdale goal.
Yeah, he can finish, can't he?
Yeah, that Barnett goal when he took it first time and put it in the bottom corner. I think there's something there. He's an unsung hero.
You mentioned the shirt then, but you know the auctions, Darryl, that they were doing for the Alzheimer's. Yeah. Well, his shirt was one of the highest yielding shirts, I think.
Really?
His shirt went up to, I think it was like 650 quid or something like that, which tells you something, doesn't it? I think that people have got a lot of time and a lot of respect for him, like you're mentioning on the call.
How much did Stones' shirt go for? You know?
I don't know, but it was up 700 or 800 quid, I think.
Norwood's was the most, wasn't it?
Yeah, Norwood's was the most,
yeah. Anyway, there is a lot of money for Alzheimer's.
They did. It's brilliant. Yeah, amazing. Like nearly 12 grand.
And it's like 145 grand, I think, the last that Frank's done. So again, a big shout out to Frank.
Fantastic.
What an honour. Yeah. You know, it's just amazing.
I have been following Frank on the rowing app.
Yeah, and if you want to donate,
all right. Apart from being capsized twice, but he's doing all right.
Yeah.
Sorry?
To say that if anyone wants to donate to Frank's cause, then we'll put the link out on the Latics football phone tweet after the show. So yeah.
What was the other
point?
I
used to work for Frank a long time ago.
Did you?
I used to work for him at Manchester Cabins, at the early 90s, the Joe Royal days.
Oh yeah. Well,
he was a bloody idiot then.
Anyway, Frank doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who's changed a great deal. Maybe mellowed a little bit with age, possibly, but
I don't know.
Frank is
I don't know about that.
Yeah. So, what was the other point you wanted to make, mate?
The other point is, I don't know. It's just me thinking this: the attitude of the players since the Reed and McGee incident seems to be a lot different. And I think that might be Mickey Mellon's influence, thinking, take the piss and you won't play, basically. Simple as that.
I think there had to be something off field that was serious enough for him to put his foot down, because I think that's the first time he's ever been tested or challenged as a manager by the squad. I think he dealt with it in a very measured, calm, but quite a ruthless way as well. In my opinion, they just suspended him, and that's it. End of. And he came out with his reasons, and he didn't deflect away from it. He didn't say it's an internal matter, I'm not discussing it. He took it head on, and he said it's all about standards and standards he's going to set for the football club. And now I think he's rewriting the rule book, isn't he? Because to be fair, there's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a lot of turmoil, and I think he's really brought a good grounding to the football club. And the abuse that the players got against Hartlepool when they came out at that game, I thought it was harsh, but I think it was deserved as well in some respects. But not all the players should have got it.
Well, no, I think what it did though is I think it sent a clear message, didn't it, to all players that for this, like, and Mickey Mellon's articulated this numerous times, to play for this football club is a privilege. And to and the expectations are that you're going to be winners and that you're going to take the club forward, and that's why you're here. And if you're not going to demonstrate the attitude, and again, maybe he was just joking, Alex, reading that, but by putting it out, it opened up. It was too ambiguous. It was like open to interpretation. Don't do it. It was silly. Obviously, we've got a lot of time for Alex Reid on the phone, but like. But what it did was like send out the wrong message, and it's been dealt with. And the message is, and I think you're right, Darryl, the message to the players and within the squad is that we're here to go up, we're here to get promoted, and we'll do whatever that takes. And if that means we have to come in on Christmas Day and train, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to work harder, we have to do it, because that's what we want as fans, and that's what the club expect of them as professionals. So I think there has been a response, certainly results-wise, but I guess, again, we'll see on Saturday, won't we, going down to Dorking, because it's all about grinding these wins out now, week by week by week.
Well, we're better away anyway.
We have been. Yeah, we have been.
So.
I thought against Hartlepool at home, it was one of the worst games of football I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But we did the job, and hopefully that first home win again under Mickey Mellon can show that we can play rather ugly but get the result, because we took two chances, one very early on, and then Fondop was first to win the header, and then the great reaction to score the second goal. I thought it was a great goal, and Stones was brilliant.
We've played teams like at home, like Dagenham and Redbridge,
Halifax.
All these teams that in games that we could have easily won, well, we shouldn't have lost. We would have just ground out. You could just grind out a victory. You go home. How did you play today? Oh, it wasn't great, but we won. And as long as the sentence finishes, we won. Then you're not bothered.
It wasn't the best of games. No, it wasn't the best. But like you said, we ground out the result.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
We've not seen that much this season.
No.
If we go,
it's confidence.
1-0 down.
Yeah.
When we're 1-0 down, it'd be like, oh shit.
Well, it's the winning mentality, Darryl, isn't it? It's that attitude. Look at Chesterfield on Saturday. The other day, 2-0 down, and then within space of 10 minutes, 3 goals, win the game, which was a great result for us because it helps us to close ground on Solihull. But like, that's the attitude. Like, just because you're losing, just because you've gone behind, doesn't matter. If you're not playing well, doesn't matter. You can still win games of football, and that's what we need to see now, isn't it? So I'm still optimistic for the playoff push. It'd just be nice to get into that top 7.
Oh, God, it's
it's
the hope of getting there. Just don't know.
Well, presumably, if we beat Dorking on Saturday and results go our way, then we'll go into the top 7.
Results went our way last week, didn't they?
It's so close, up to 5th. I mean, we're on 39 points, and then Aldershot, Halifax, Altrincham, and Gateshead are all on 40. So it's mega tight. And now we're only 4 points from Solihull, who are in 4th place. So 4th place, we could, within a couple of games, we could be in 4th place. very, very easily. So
yeah, I think. Well, I think once we get in the playoffs, I think we'll stay there.
I bloody hope so.
Because
this fan base are going to melt down if we get up to like 4th and then we finish off outside, won't they? Everyone will go mad.
I was texting before. I said that if we get 2 good signings, like permanent signings in this window, and then 2 loans, and I think we've got that'll give us enough to get up there. I think it will.
It's just a massive shame about Joh Stones.
Yeah,
what a player! Absolutely fantastic. It was just like the good old days when our team in the good old days when he just battled and fought and run and we haven't seen many players like for Oldham for a long time.
It was the understanding that he had with Norwood as well. They were just having two lads up top that were on the same page.
He reminded me of like Lee Hughes, just chase everything, run everything down, and just have a shot if you could have a shot, assist where he could, that sort of Lee Hughes mentality, never give up and just keep going. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what you want, innit? That's all you want from players. If players give you 110% every week, and we lose, so what?
Yeah,
give them their all.
I think Sutton's come in and done a job last few games.
I thought he played really well the last game at all.
I thought he's done all right, although he's not a right back.
No,
and to be fair, he's going to get, if we get a right back in, he's probably going to get dropped, isn't he? Because they're not going to take Hobson and.
I think Sutton gets too much stick. I think he's a good player, and I think putting it right back, like I say, not a right back. And every year he tries to do his best. You can see that he's trying his best, and when he goes forward, he's better than that bloody. What's he called? Who's not playing? I can't remember his name. Green.
He's been released.
Green. Yeah,
better than Green. Better than Green when he goes forward. Why not play Sutton on the right wing?
Goal Sutton actually against Hartlepool.
He did, yeah.
Maybe he should have crossed it because Norwood and Stones were both right there going, give me the ball in it. But anyway, that's the way it goes. But what do you reckon? What do you reckon?
Maybe he tried Sutton as a right winger.
I don't think he's got a right
midfield.
I think if we play 3 at the back and we have wing backs, I'd be quite happy for Hobson, Raglan, and Sutton to be me back 3 next season. That'd be looking forward, and Hogan. Hogan gives everything every game, but Will Sutton's the future, and he's young. I'd have, if we were playing with a back 3, whether we will play with a back 3 or we'll play with a back 4, I don't know yet. We'll have to see what happens. But this season, I think we're just gonna, like I said, for me, it makes more sense to try and get a wing back in and play with a back 3 because it's less. We need to bring in less players, but look, I trust Mickey Mellon to know what he wants to do and to bring in a few players.
I think we play better when we play back 3.
I think we do, but I think if we played McGahey when we played him in front of the back 3, we were too slow. We're not fast enough getting forward and back. So I think we need to have more legs in midfield. But I think he would. I think I'd be happy with the back 3 as long as we have someone at the. To go up and down that left hand, that right hand side.
I'm not impressed with Will a bit. I was that.
He hasn't really had a chance, so has he?
No, well, you have a chance. You come on the pitch. That's your chance. Well, it's one game.
It's not. Was it Mikulova the last time he came on?
Yeah, he scored.
He scored, and he won us that. He won us that 3rd goal where Hallam Hupp Maradona it in.
Well, if you look how many times the ball just straight through midfield.
Yeah, I don't like. I think Willoughby needs to be put into a team that he's designed to be in, and I think what's happened with him is he's been brought in. This team's not been well designed anyway, so we'll have. This is why we have to wait and see what's going to happen next season. These players coming in, whoever comes in between now and the end of the season, whoever comes in next season, a team that's got a little bit more of a plan to it and a design to it.
I just don't think he's had enough chances. I don't think he's had the chance really, and
because he's not really fit into with the squad and the team, has he? I mean,
and to be fair, did we make a sub? Against Hartlepool away? No, we didn't know. No. And I think it was only a forced substitution for Stones at home, wasn't it, really, for Fondop? Yeah. So I think Mickey Mellon's one of those, if the players are fit and they're doing well and they're winning, he's not going to change it. And you can't really blame him for that, really.
Maybe it's, like I said earlier, the difference in attitude after this Reed and McGahey thing. It might be different now, I don't know. Well, to me, it seems when they're playing, I've noticed in the last couple of games the attitude is different. There's been a will to go forward and win the game, which I've not seen for a long time.
All Willoughby can do is, the best advice anyone can give is just watch someone like Hallam Hope, keep training hard, doing what you can. When you come on the pitch, work your socks off, and hopefully you'll get the chance. You know, if he scores again, next chance he gets, he's just got to keep working hard, because it's not working for him yet. It's his first season at Oldham. Doesn't mean it won't work for him in future. You've just got to keep working hard and
and that's got to be instilled into every player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So probably Melon and Stone. Can you do us a favour? Can you get Fondop back on and ask him what the hell was he doing when he scored?
Well, when he went into Chaddy end.
Yeah, he's an absolute nutcase, isn't he?
He used to play for Hartlepool, and they used to give him pelters. They gave him pelters, didn't they, when he left? So saying he was the worst player he ever had. So I think it was.
Yeah, I get that, but
I tell you what, it would have taken a brave Hartlepool fan or a very drunk Hartlepool fan to have gone down and given him any stick anyway. But probably not the wisest move. But anyway, no harm done.
He needs to have a word about that, because he's going to get in trouble from. He'll get in trouble from league if he carries on like that.
Yeah. God's number 9.
Yeah, he can do what he wants.
Don't you just love him though?
Oh, yeah. I do. Yeah, I think he's great. Do you know what?
It's such a joy to watch.
There's not a player. I think the only player who's I say struggle. Who am I to say people struggle? But I think Lundstrom's had a few hard weeks, and I think he just needs a bit more confidence on the ball. He needs to go forward rather than sideways. He's going into the Callum Whelan school of footballing, which is a bit of a concern.
But you need to have the players around. You need to be options, doesn't there? And like that's what look at Gateshead. Like, they always had a pass on. So it's not always the guy with the ball; it's the guy off the ball. The players off the ball that have got to find the space, make the runs, and all that. So there's definitely work to do in the centre of the park. But like Gateshead were a great example of a footballing side. They were really
I loved how Callum Whelan bombed forward 1-on-1 and then just ran towards the corner flag. That was just like typical Callum Whelan, weren't it, when he played for us? It was like, oh, God. Yeah. Never change, Callum. Never change.
Anyway, we'll see what happens for the rest of the year. We're in the second half of the season now. Let's push on.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your prediction for the weekend?
I think we'll go win 3-1.
Yeah.
Simply because we're better away.
And we're better than Dorking.
Better atmosphere away. That's why.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, I can't do away, but
yeah. No, I'm saying it's a better atmosphere, bit more of a. I just think it's just like them and us. It's them and us, and we're all behind you, rather than the shitload of mourners in the main stand. Getting the players' backs. But
I've always said it though. The Oldham main stand's full of dead people. That stems back to when I won tickets for a game in 1990 somewhere, and it was the tickets were in the main stand, and I was a Chaddy ender. I was a lot younger. I'm effing and blinding and shouting, like you do.
Yeah.
And I got, stop your swearing, stop your shouting. I'm like, I'm at a football match, and it's not changed.
No.
It's just like full of people. Oh, let's go Oldham and have a whinge.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And away days, let's go Oldham, have a binge.
Yeah.
I've done plenty of that.
Have a binge and get some.
Plenty of that.
Well, it won't be that for me at Dorking at the weekend. It's going to be a civilised weekend.
It's going to be a dry weekend.
It's going to be dry. It's going to be a dry.
Has Mark put money behind bars again?
I don't know. I'll see. I will see if we can get there early. See if we can get his credit card.
Yeah, have a word.
I'll drop him a text now and say, "Come on."
Oh, he's probably maxed out now and being a football manager.
So. Yeah. Football owner. Yeah, exactly. So,
right, nice
guys,
I'm going to let you go.
Thanks for getting in touch, mate.
Take care.
Take care, pal.
Take care,
mate. Ta-da. Right. There we go. We've got nothing to push, have we? We've got no events lined up yet. Watch this space for the end of season party.
Yeah. It's going to be spectacular.
Yeah, it's going to be spectacular. But if you'd like to buy Dave a laddie. So now, Dave, fans can buy us a coffee. How do you like your coffee?
Like a nice cream, white, frothy
laddie. So if you want to buy Dave a
Latte.
then you can go to buymeacoffee.com/OAFC podcast. I'll just take mine black.
Yeah, so
There we go. Yeah, so that's it. Christmas is over. The new year has begun. It sounds like it's going to be a poem, but it's not.
But next week we'll be talking about how Oldham won.
That's right, Dave.
There we
Hopefully,
go.
the podcast will be back on Monday. So after the weekend at Dorking, we'll bring you all the latest news and chat.
A reaction
to the game at Dorking, and then next week. What? No, Ibby. Well, unfortunately, we don't control Ibby. We don't.
Bothered.
He's just not called in. So,
well, there's a reason, but we'll not bother.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know the reason, but no, Ibby. 2 thumbs up from Pete.
Yeah.
Cheers, Pete. And I need to remember how to end the show.
Yeah.
How do I end the show?
Have a good week, guys, and see you on Monday for the podcast.
See you later. Thank you for listening to the Boundary Park Alert System, a QPod production hosted and produced weekly by Matt Dean, Andy Halliwell and Dave Bradley. QPod is Oldham's only dedicated podcast production company, and if you'd like to learn more about how podcasting can help take your brand to the next level, visit kupod.co.uk. A huge thank you goes to all those people who subscribe to the podcast on Spotify. We really appreciate you all. Please visit oafcpodcast.co.uk and click Be a Supporter or find the link in the show notes if you'd like to help us fund the show. It's only $2.99 per month to subscribe, but if you'd rather make a one-off donation, please visit buymeacoffee.com/OAFC podcast or click the link on our website. Don't miss the Latics football phone-in every Wednesday live from 8:30 p.m. Please visit youtube.com/@OAFC podcast and do hit subscribe while you are there. You can also follow and interact with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok @OAFC podcast. Big thanks go to Eileen Finnegan for writing our excellent weekly blog, which we encourage you to read on our website every Saturday morning, and also to Paul Prendergast for providing us with all the Latics Mind questions. The title music for the show is by Manchester DJ and producer Starion, and for more information visit bandcamp.com/Red Laser Records. If you'd like to be a guest or contribute to the show, we would love to hear from you. Until then, see you next time.